Hello viewers, Teddy here. Now we start at Mugello and decide not to start the race, and because of that we had to restart. You can see I'm starting in second. This is the sprint race without the ballast. So now this time we actually rev up the engine and we go. Now you can see Vertex in first place. I guess have a run on him. Yes, kind of. I don't know. This was a really interesting race because the mirror was not working. It's like pitch black. I have no idea why, but it was completely pitch black. So basically I couldn't see anything behind me. So I just had to rely on the proximity markers and not kill anybody. So this here is a tricky section because you have to manage the speed between the SS, and which I cannot do in the first lap, it seems. So we get passed by Toxic Cat. We have a run on him, but we have to back out because in this track it seems easy to overtake, but the fast flowing nature of it makes it very difficult because except the first corner, you don't have a heavy braking zone after high speed, so you can lunge down the inside. Now here Epic came past us, so that was fun, and Mr. D is right beside me, so I'm getting passed by everyone basically. Now I get run, and Mr. D and Toxic have a bit of a contact, so I'm gonna get the run on both of them, and we're gonna try down the inside and lock up, and they're both gonna go into the gravel. I think that was on me, but I have no idea because YOLO. Okay. So we're gonna continue up into third. Behind us is Dingus, and ahead is Epic, but Epic is far ahead. So we're gonna try and catch up to him if I can, because he is very fast on this track. Getting closer. Now we're gonna skip to lap number 2, where I don't know what happened, but I'm skipping to it. Oh yeah, we're gonna go into the gravel and spin out. The epic highlight of every race, spinning out and going into the gravel. Now we're gonna get passed by Mr. D and Ice Rat. Now so we are in 6th place, and so we just lost a lot of position starting in from 2nd. Now we are in 6th, so we are not making a profit of this race. Now we are in slipstream of Mr. D, and we started to gain on right near the braking zone. We're gonna try to poke a nose but can't make it. That sounds weird, but okay. We're gonna take a wide line for obvious reasons and settle in the race. Now Mr. D is also really fast on this track. So you can see he's already catching up to Ice Rat. Now we're gonna skip to a little bit ahead. Now Ice Rat doing some ghost action right here. We're gonna go side by side. I'm gonna get the position because I'm on the inside line. Going on outside on that turn is horrible because you have to slow down so much or you are into the gravel 100%. So up into 5th place. Now this is the second overtake of this lap. Mr. D just goes wide into the grass. And I'm gonna skip to lap number 4, and we're just gonna see the number of players just go down. Like you see 5 and 4. So basically everyone started disconnecting for some odd reason. So I'm up in 3rd, so I'm gonna get points for being in 3rd. I guess I just had a slide there, I don't know. So now we're gonna skip to lap number 4. You can see 3 on 3. We only 3 people were racing. I guess it was Vertex and Dingus and myself are the only one racing. And we're gonna skip to the last lap, and Vertex decided to pit, so on the last lap, so I got second. Completely destroyed the car, obviously, because Forza. Now we're gonna skip to the main race, which we started in second, obviously, or third. I don't quite remember it, but we are in second place right now. First lap, I guess we are on to the third sector of the lap. This is a MotoGP circuit, so it's kind of made for bikes, but we are racing cars here. Now into the hairpin. I guess this is a hairpin, but yeah. Now Vertex is gonna get a kind of a good exit, but I kind of backed out here in the right left because I thought I was gonna spin out completely. I have spun out really badly and completely damaged the car, so I didn't want to damage it in the first lap. So on to the main straight for the first time, and we're gonna skip to lap number end of the lap number 2, starting of lap number 3, going to 2 minutes and 5 seconds. So guess at that time was the fastest. I don't know who got the fastest lap. We'll check that out in the end of the race. Now we got a run on Vertex right here, but obviously the SS, it's gonna be difficult to keep up, and yes, it was difficult to keep up, and we're gonna go into the grass for a ride, nice ride. We're gonna wait till the track clears up and join back. Obvious racing rules, right? Now we're gonna go up into fourth, not up, down into fourth, which is a position less than third, obviously, because we started in third. Yes, I do remember we started in third. Now I, I guess Mr. D has a 1.6 second gap ahead of us. Now if you can completely commit to this corner, you can gain a lot of time. Here we're gonna skip to the end of the lap and see Mr. D going very wide and losing crucial momentum on the main straight. So he's gonna get dropped really badly, he's around a second gap right there. Yeah, you can see on the leaderboard about a 1.2 1.3 second gap. Now into the first corner, really nice. We're gonna skip again to the end of the lap. You can see we are kind of gaining on Dingus, around 0.7 seconds gap, and Mr. D is keeping up with a second gap. Now in the course of the next few laps, I and Dingus had really good kind of battles, going side by side, not side by side, really getting close to each other. That sounds weird, but yes. Now here is the problem of my all the laps. I'm taking a really bad line through that corner, and I can't figure out how to get a good line. Now as Mr. D obviously gets a good line, he's gonna catch up and he's gonna go past us into the downhill section, and we're gonna, I guess, go into the uphill section and kind of catch up to him. You can see how much I gained through that corner. We're gonna kind of try this move, but couldn't obviously work because you have to really lunge into the inside of the other car. Gonna go a bit wide, didn't lose control, thankfully. Gonna brake a bit late, so you can brake a bit less, not late, so you can carry a bit more speed, and we're gonna take the chicane nicely, or not a chicane, left right section. We're gonna have a little bit of slide, but to keep it in control, we're gonna skip to lap number 8, the start of lap number 8. You can see the Dingus has pulled away, not Dingus, Mr. D has pulled away from us by about 1.1 seconds. I'm obviously gaining on this braking sections, but losing it out on the straights for some odd reason, because obviously I don't get a good exit. I guess that's the reason, because I'm gaining on the corners. You can see I'm kind of getting closer and closer to them. Now a bit ahead, you can see I got very close to them, but can't go for the move. it's difficult to completely get a committed overtake here. Now we're gonna not try here, obviously we're too far back ahead. Now Mr. D going up on the grass, we're gonna follow him. I have a bad habit of following people, like I follow people's lines if someone is ahead. Mr. Dingus is gonna brake test us, not kind of. Brake testing is like tailgating and braking instantly. We didn't crash into him, but he slowed down a lot. We're gonna try side by side, but had to back out because obviously a gravel trip will not be beneficial at this point in the race. Now we're gonna come into the pits in the next 2 laps, I guess. Yeah, and this is the lap 9, so we're gonna check our damage. 50, almost 41% damage on tires and 2% on engine. So we preserved the engine in this one really well, unlike Brands Hatch where we destroyed the engine. So the insurance wasn't happy with us, obviously. The team wasn't happy. If the team's invisible, you will see in the pit stops. I have an invisible team. Everyone in Forza does. Now we're gonna have a good in lap and try to have a good in lap, and we maybe catch up with everyone. Now we're gonna go into the pits, obviously fast forwarding it, or else you will stare into nothing for 30 seconds or 26 seconds actually. This pit stop is faster than Brands Hatch, though Brands Hatch is much smaller track. How weird is that? Very weird. Now I have obviously Mr. D got ahead, no, Dingus got ahead of us and have almost a 30-second gap. I can't quite see. Yeah, 25 to 30-second gap now. I can gain on that in the pits, but let's see if he goes into the pits now. I guess see, right now he went into the pits. Now I guess if we go faster, I can get a jump on him, but this crucial corner is right here where I absolutely mess up the exits. Actually we get a good one right here, really well. Now you can see in the little dot into the mini map, into the corner of the left side corner, he just got out of the pits. You can see the little pixels of his car right there. Now you can see him completely. We are almost 1.7 seconds behind him, so we're gonna try to gain on him, and we did actually. On the same lap we were getting really close to him. I guess he had some engine damage for being in the pits. I don't know, but he seems to have engine damage because he is faster, kind of. I don't know how fast, but he laps faster, I think. Now you can see how much I was gonna try and go in the gap, but the corner would have been very difficult and there would have been a collision, I believe. We're gonna settle into 4th for now and try and go past Dingus now, and we're gonna make a massive mistake of going into the gravel again, because that corner is kind of difficult for me because I want to ride the curve, but the car doesn't handle the curves well. So it's a awkward corner for cars, I guess, or for this car. We're gonna skip to lap 14, the start of lap 14. You can see Dingus is around 3 seconds ahead. Before the gravel trip it was 4 seconds, so we are eating up the gap quite well. So he probably does have damage because this car, the gap is coming down very quickly. This right here, this lap is like basically the perfect lap I got, so I'm gonna commentate over it as I'm voice overing it. So we're gonna get into braking late into 3rd gear, rolling the car through, getting on the power early as possible, and you can see we gained 0.074 seconds. That's a lot of knots. Now we're gonna completely use the track limits, again giving a perfect message of perfect turn. We're gonna use all the curb on the left side, like violently turn to the right, and you carry maximum speed through that corner, braking later and kind of using the grass. That wasn't the ideal line, but you can like, get a run to the second turn really well. Now into the long right hander, kind of a downhill section, but still a right hander. I'm gonna carry usually a bit less speed, around 90 kmph, but we carried 100. Not lift off right here, so that was the best chicane I have ever taken in the race. Very late into the race, but we did. Now we're gonna take actually a really nice line through here, going a bit wider, but it onto the main straight. Now on the straight you just go straight, so that was basically the best lap of the race. Quite not slow, I would say, but that was a really well driven lap. Now we are gonna skip to lap number 16. Now you can see how close I got to Dingus. That's Dingus, right? Yes. Had to confirm. So I'm gonna go wide here. You can see going outside is not an option right here. You can actually roll the car here, you completely get off the accelerator and trying to go here, but he hangs around the outside really well, giving me enough space and closing the gap on me. Really well played by him. Now I'm gonna try and go from the outside. Can we make it work? No, there's a bit of contact, but rubbing paint is how racing works. Not always, but yes, it happens. So we're gonna take a really good line onto the chicane. I don't know. Yeah, it's a chicane. Now onto the main straight. Now not onto the main straight. A corner before the main straight, and Dingus is gonna have a bit of a slide. So we're gonna gain that time and get ahead of him on the main straight. Now we're gonna skip to last lap number 20. We actually gained 7.4 seconds on him, and we finished in third place. So that was a really good race after the horrible result before on Brands Hatch. And you can see him on the podium. Doesn't care obviously. So I'll see you guys in the next one at Mount Paranoma or Bathurst. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I'll see you guys there for another interesting race and hopefully a good result. Bye bye.